today. I've been trying to decide what I want to make. And we have some various things that we design. We have the one necklace we designed with our bargain bead box. And then I have, well, let's get it down. I have this braided Ceylon that I did to make a macrame bracelet, which I haven't. I sort of decided the base cord is going to be this luggage colored. Sorry, I just realized my sound was still up on my tablet from having watched Randy on my tablet, so I had to turn that down. So we could do that. Or anyway, this is going to be my base cord for my macrame, but I haven't really decided what beads I want to use in it yet because I want something brown. So actually, since I did get the large hole petersite and the large hole bronzite, we could use that. I don't think the petersite. We also have the carnelian, which would go good in it. Or my bronzite. So I'm sort of debating what I want to do with this bracelet still. So I'm sort of thinking what I want to do today. I've got tools all over the place. I need to put them up. Is maybe use the sweater weather and our our red barrel beads, these guys, and our crystal faceted beads here, and make a bracelet out of them. And hey, Cindy, how's it going? How's your granddaughter doing? She's the one that broke her leg, right? Or her arm? Hope she's doing all right. I think I got something I want to use here. So I've also been debating how I want to do my these little wood pieces. I am going to make these into earrings, but I want to paint the wood itself, the little decoration, because it really doesn't show up real good except for in certain light. So I'm thinking I want to paint the decoration on those. And I think the chain is too long. I don't like the length of it. Oh dear, poor baby. Got a cast all the way up to her thigh. I think the chain is longer than I want it, so I think I would trim this down and maybe make a really pretty bead dangle in the front of it. So that's my thinking on those. We have these obsidian pieces, of course. The only other obsidian beads are the tiny ones, and I really don't want to put them together. These are pretty obsidian discs. I think they'd be great for a focal for a necklace or for a bracelet. They'd actually be really pretty for a bracelet. But I am leaning towards either working on the earrings or making a bracelet. I just dropped one of my spacers. Ah, well, c'est la vie, right? With these red and gray. It's in the companion bundle. Maybe we want to work on something from it. You'd send a picture if you could. Yeah, you can't do it here, but you could probably do it if you wanted in just putting it in my Facebook, the In Rose's Garden Facebook page. You can put it there, a picture. I really like this wood chain. but I'm not sure I want to put it with the red in the crystal, but I could. I much prefer this petrified wood to the other. You removed the rug and there was beads all over the floor. Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it, ladies? About for any of us, I think. I know that in my household, there are beads all over the floor. My husband's forever cleaning up after me because they're everywhere. That's just the way it is. So I'm thinking with these, I'm going to put a big spacer. I'm debating if I want to keep it bronze though, because even though I do have some bronze pieces, I'm not sure how much of the bronze bronze endings I have. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I think I may have. Let's drop everything on the ground, shall we? Your husband waited to vacuum until you got home. Probably a very wise decision on his part, right? If my beads got vacuumed up, I'd be like, eek, what the heck were you thinking? So, oops. And now gold and silver. I don't think I have any bronze. I thought I had some bronze. Now I'm not talking to you guys because I'm looking for something. Nah, that's going to make it too. You know, I think we'll go with a gold with the bronze, and then we can use a gold Old Faithful to finish it off, because we're going to now be two-toning the metal. So there's a gold Old Faithful. And as far as the wire is concerned, I'm thinking we're going to go with some silver, because, hey, let's face it, we're working with silver more or less here, so we might as well have some silver wire. So this has got some blue in it, but we don't want that. That's one thing about the big spools. They have the hole here is big enough for a little one to go into. Hey, Georgina. So we're going to use this silver wire, and we're going to use these odds and things. We're going to make a bracelet out of these guys. So look at that lead string on this. It's ridiculously long, but we're going to cut it off anyway, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to dump a whole bunch of these out. Oh, knowing me, I'm going to put them back in the case without being on the string, so I could have just dumped them all off, but that's all right. Then we have these beautiful crystals, cubes. I'm not usually much of a cube person, but I really like these. They're so sparkly and pretty. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to, you get out of the way, baby. Need some, dump some of these guys out. Because these are drum beads, I don't think that's what they call them in the description, but that's what they are. They're flat. So we're going to put this, a spacer like this here, and then well, let's put it on some wire so you can see what I'm talking about better. I have no particular focal in mind for this. I think it's just going to be a straight red and gray, the red and gray bracelet. So what I'm saying is we're going to put this on, then this. See how that then forms right to the red bead. I'm above you, aren't I? You can't see what I'm doing. You're afraid to see what will happen when you remove the carpet from the bedroom. Oh, I understand that. Anyway, let's turn down. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying any attention to the fact that I hadn't turned you guys down and you were not seeing my mat at all. So we have some Extreme Silver Soft Flex out. It's medium diameter. That's the one I usually use, though I do have some heavy and I do have some fine as well. So then we're going to put a ball spacer here. And then we'll put another of these spacers before we put our drum bead on. So it's going to have a double spacer in the middle like this. Can you guys see me, or should I bring it up a little bit? Let's bring it up just a touch. Actually, I think I may have turned it down some instead of putting it up. Hey, Gloria. So this is how we're going to space between the red. And then we may just go with like one space and like so. Do the 3, and then I think we will, since I have one single red over here, I'm going to do that. Then we're going to go back to this spacer like this. And let's see where if the crystal needs the second spacer or if it's better with just the one. I think we'll leave it with just the one. Does this one work good with this spacer? Or would it be better with just a ball spacer between them? Let's keep the double pattern if we're going to use these in between the crystals. Now this pattern is looking pretty good. I like it. It would also work for a necklace, but you'd want some kind of a focal in here. But I don't know what I'd want to use. So hey, Beth. Hey, Heather. Hi, Anita. Hey, Brandy. Oh, you have a show tomorrow? That's cool. I like to do shows myself, though I get pretty tired doing them, especially after my leg surgery. But I'm getting a little bit more in the groove again now, so it's not bothering me so much. But I haven't done hardly as many shows this year as I normally do, but well, I was out of commission for almost 2 months, so so I wonder if I could turn this into a 2-strand bracelet. Not sure I have enough of these. But it would be pretty if I two-stranded it and did the crystals opposite the way I've got the drums here. Just like, and then just have 3 drums here on this side. How long is this getting to be? And I shouldn't have used silver wire because everything else is gold or bronze. This is only 5 inches. It needs a little bit more. But yeah. Probably should have used my gold wire instead of my silver wire. And if I stopped right now, I can still do that. So this is a heavy wire. It is gold though. And I think I may switch it over to this one. It's an old spool. See, it's got even a different listing kind of thing on the top. But it's going to go with the bronze better than the we're going to start from this end. Oops. Just grab one of these rows. And just go backwards onto here and take it off of the silver. And depending on how big the holes are in the stuff there, I might just be able to entirely back up onto here. Let's see if it will let me. I always think this little trick is much easier, but at the same time, sometimes it's not any faster than just restringing. But it does get the job done pretty quickly. When I grabbed the silver wire, I was thinking because of these slate the slate cubes that it would work a little better with silver, but then I realized everything else you're using is gold or bronze, so no. Come on, go through. Where are you stuck up at here? Right there. Okay, we're going to have it restrung here in just a minute with gold instead of silver. Well, that wasn't not supposed to happen. Come out here, guys. Now, if I were to have made this and then been too short and had it crimped, I could do the same thing to restring it. Just push it through all the beads. And now it doesn't want to go through the last of these, so that's fine. If it wants to be difficult, I can always pull them off. It's only a few beads. Come on. So there we go. You're all now on gold, and we'll pull the silver out. Ta-da! Hey, Sid, how's it going? Now, see, this is, I'm liking this a lot, but like I said, it would be really nice as a 2-strand with the beads going the opposite direction. The only problem, like I say, is that I don't think I would have enough spacers. And I'm not sure if I have these or not. I'd have to check my spacer bin. Though I don't think I pulled all of them out of the box either. But still. So there's the how long are you? Now see, it says it's 7 inches exactly. But is it? Let's check. Come here, baby. No, it's not, but it's darn close. Close enough that I probably could stop it right here, because once I put the crimps and the Old Faithful here on, or ball and socket, it will be big enough. So now I need to see how many of these. So way too long here. Let's get up here and we can cut you off here. Now I need to see how many spacers I have here and here, and then see if I have enough in my box to make this into a double bracelet. And if I do, I'll probably will not use this. I'll use a slide clasp instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 25. And we have 5 here. Where be my shovel? There it is. Ooh, we may just be barely shy. Well, we'll see. If I need to, I can make it a bead short and just put a little extender on if I need to. So let's cut this loose and we'll string the silver side up. So we're going to start with the red this time. This side might actually end up being a little shorter because our red beads are slightly bigger. The drum beads are. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I may need to take some off and just put it on a little bit different anyway, because I may run out of my spacers. See, I'm running out and I don't think. So we're right here. So I need 3 more of these daisy spacers to make our double strand here. No, it's actually staying pretty steadily on size, surprisingly enough. Go down there. Well, I know I dropped one of these spacers on the floor, but that's not going to make 3, unfortunately. But actually, the sizing's staying really good. So Let's see. Put the ball spacer on here right now. And then I'm going to have to see if I can find some more of these spacers. Just need a couple. Beth playing music is great, but a lot of the venues won't allow it. So it would depend on the venue she's going to, whether she can do that or not. Bronze, bronze, silver, silver, gold, gold. This is copper. As is this one. There's my bronze. Copper. Oh, I see. Well, let's see here. Oh, I don't know yet. As far as the cost is concerned, I have to see what I've got to replace those daisy spacers that I don't have enough of. Well, these may be a little smaller, but they might work. If they do, I'll just switch some of the back ones so that they work better. Those are too big. Those are too small. I think those will have to do it. So let's set you aside here. See if these, how different these are from those. I think they're a little bit smaller, but if they're close enough, I will substitute some of these end ones. They are a bit smaller, but let's see if it affects it that much. I think what I'm going to do is these last few here on the crystals here, We'll switch these for the smaller ones on both sides so that it doesn't look flaky weird. It doesn't look too different, just a little bit. And then we'll do it on this side too, so that these are the same. Now these little ones won't work with the drum beads because the drum beads are bigger, but that's all right because I may have just made enough to finish this off. So we want 3 drum beads. 2. See, 2 more. Now, how was your sizing, baby? Pretty darn good. So, we'll now cut this one off. So pretty. Okay. 1. We have 1 spacer left now. And then I think we're done with these beauties. So let's put them back in their place while we got it open. Okay, you're tied on, so you can go in there. Now I'm going to put these on a slide rather than the Old Faithful because we now have 2 strands instead of just 1. So when I put it on a slide, I tend to do the crimping and then we'll jump ring it on. So we need some gold crimps out. What do we cost this at? Ooh, I don't know. I have to think about it. No, I don't need that many. I got Sharpie on my thumb. I was entering some things into my Etsy shop and Sharpied myself. Now this is heavy wire. It will still go through here all right, but it is a little stiffer. So I don't have many of this left when they sold it because they were switching their wire. I bought a whole bunch of rolls of it because I really loved it, but they don't have too much of it left anymore. I don't think they have any of it left, to be truthful, but I was glad I managed to get some. But I think that's the last roll I have left of it. So oh, I forgot to turn the notifications off. I find for me, it's harder to open, not to open them, but to open them, the Old Faithfuls, than to why are you not going through here? You're being difficult. Why? I find it harder to open them than to close them. Because when you're closing them, of course, oh, am I going the wrong way? Yes, I was. Now this older gold feels a little different than the newer because it's got some kind of a more plasticky coating on it. It's pretty interesting, but it does. And so okay, I want you to stop right, not through the ball. Not through the ball. Where are you at? I don't want to go through the ball. There we go. Okay. I'm stopping it at the ball because the ball has got the most open space here. So when I pull it down and around, the wire's more easily going to escape by the ball as opposed to by one of the cubes or other spots. So anyway, as I was saying, I was putting some new earrings in my Etsy shop, and I was and I Sharpied myself. I tend to mark the bag with the number, and then before I put them away, so they're really easy to find. And I didn't crimp that before I clipped it off, but that's all right. It's not going anywhere. Except for that, I think I did an ugly crimp. That's all right. We'll get it fixed. Come on, baby, go in there. I call an ugly crimp any crimp that doesn't crimp quite right, so I don't have it squooshing quite properly. And they still work, but they don't always look the prettiest. Okay, so we got one strand all hooked up, and we're going to get our slider to put it on. Now we have to do the other side. So yeah, I sometimes have problems getting them back off. I have less problems getting them on though, so. Come on, you. Go through here. Well, this is the first one, so it doesn't really make as much difference. I can get it through later. But we do need to make sure these loops are about the same since our strands are pretty close. That's going to be good. Well, if it's not now, it's too late anyway, so yeah, pretty close. Oh, come on, stop swiveling in there. There we go. Oh, stop. I only want this strand. Okay, down you go. So pretty and sparkly. Now see, everybody was dissing on the red drum beads, but see how pretty they are with the gray ones? Well, I guess it helps if you get it to go in the crimp rows, not just beside it. It doesn't work well just beside it. I was a little bit upset with myself the other day. The Renaissance Fair is doing a new fun little like quest thing, but you had to sign up to do parts of it. They got find a thing, answer a question, get a little doodad from whatever shop, and I was going to do it, but since we had the company this week or last week, I missed the deadline for signing up, but that's okay, I guess. There's always next year. Okay, 2 on there, right? There we go. Besides, I got my little opal bottles that I'm gonna give to people that buy more than a certain amount of worth of items. So there we go. There's our 2 strands. Let's see how different they ended up being. Oh gosh, they're pretty perfect actually. So, see, as far as Old Faithfuls are concerned, you just have to push this little piece out. So, and then push it back in. It's more a matter of getting hold of that pushing that little button while you hold the side here, because that's all you got to do. But need to find my slider clasp. Actually, I think I had one down in my Beadalon box here that I was into just yesterday, digging around to, I made another memory briar bracelet with this for one of my videos that I'm going to put up for while I'm gone. So, what are my squirrels doing in my Beadalon box? That's weird. Oh well. I'll just go get one out of my clasp box. Just figured I'd take that one because it's right there. But so here's my slide clasp. Now these are just to pull in and out. They got a little magnet in the bottom to help them pull in. So I really like these. If you can get them close to each other, you can get them on. So we need some Tinky Tots. We'll need this in a minute because we'll want to see exactly how big or small I made this. gold Tinky Tots. I could use bronze Tinky Tots too because I got both. But we're going to use these guys. 4 rows. There we go. I got a new caliper the other day. I haven't used it much. I thought it was pretty cool. It's one of those electric ones. How big is my bead? This one looks to be about a 10. Over a 10, 10.7. Toys, new toys. I usually always just used my mechanical one, this little brass one, but I got this one for like $8 or $9 the other day, and it's pretty cool. I assume you can change the batteries in this to if it goes dead, but I've never tried it. But it's pretty cool. Enough of that. We're putting the bracelet together. Yeah. But a drum bead, since it's flat on one side, I try to always put a spacer in and then sort of step it down if it needs something to go somewhere. So get our little babies out here. Now, if it ends up not being quite big enough, we could change these little ones for a medium one instead. And that would give it a little bit more length if I needed to do so. Unless I keep this and it's too short, I won't need to do that because whoever buys it can just worry about that. Well, worry about it when they buy it. We can always put multiple jump rings if you needed to make like a chain to hold it in place. So there it is. Got to find the opening so you have it up to the top, because if you try to open it from and do your twist and it's the openings at the bottom, it will mangle your jump ring up really good. My niece was having problems seeing that when she was here and we were making things. When we did things with the Tinky Tot, she was like, I can't find the opening. But, now this gold is a slightly different color than the other gold, than the gold of the slider, but the slider should be at the back of your wrist, so you shouldn't have a problem. Now, when it's rose gold, I understand the difference in colors because rose gold is actually a mixture of copper and gold. But when it's supposedly gold, it's like, isn't gold supposed to be the same thing all the time? How do you mess it up? How does it get to be more brass than gold sometimes? Of course, that might be exactly it. It's trying to be brass. So we'll go on here. I think I got it the right way. Something's funky here. What did I do? Oh, I just had it twisted. So there we go. Let's see how big she ended up being here. It's just about perfect 7. See, it's right there. Can you see that? Sorry. So there's our bracelet. Well done. So these are pretty easy to take off. You just gotta get hold of one piece and pull it like that. Then when you're putting it on, you just got to get them relatively close so that they will start to slide. And then you just got to give a little shove and the magnet will do the rest. So there we go. There's that pretty bracelet. And as far as price is concerned, I bought more of those beads the other day. Where did I put them at? Because that's the question of how much it's gonna cost. Here they are. Because I bought some more of the red beads, and they were $1.39, as you can see from the price I have wrote on there. And the crystal faceted ones are $2.59 for this strand. I didn't quite use the whole strand, so I may want to figure out how much they are per bead here. And that's really simple. You just take your base price, which is $2.59. Now these were $5.99, but that's the suggested manufacturer's retail price. So frankly, this is the price I paid for them. But if you wanted to do the retail price, because if you didn't get them from Beadbox Bargains, it would cost that much. You could do it that way, but I generally just do the Beadbox Bargains one. Now you want to take your base price and divide it by how many beads are on the strand. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 32. So these are about these are about 9 cents a piece. Now that looks like 8, but because there is some numbers back here, I always round up, because if you don't, sooner or later you're going to lose, because you're going to run out of, it's not going to be the right price. By the time you get to the end of them, you're losing money. So these are 9 cents a piece. And the red ones, $1.39. Now these were $3.99 at the manufactured retail price. So again, if I wanted to go with the bigger price, I can always do that, but I tend to just stay with the price that I get them at Beadbox Bargains. But sometimes you can't get them again, so you know, that's the way it goes. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 31. That's an odd number. These must have been put on by weight. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 31. So these are 5 cents a piece. Put that on the bag for right now. When I put them in a box, because they will go in a box later, I may just put them back in the rest of them in the sweater weather kit. Okay, so now we know that these are 9 cents, these are 5 cents. So we got to count them out, see how many we put on the bracelet. The other thing we have to realize is we have here too, nothing's free. They're going to ding you for whatever. So you got to do the same. So, but we do know that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5. Yeah, and there's 9 over here. So 19 times 9. 19 times 0.09, $1.71. Let's get our paper out so that we don't forget what we're doing here. So $1.71 for the gray crystals. Gray crystals. Now, red drum were, what did I say, 5 cents a piece? I think I did. There's probably 19 of those also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, there is. 19 times 0.05 is 95 cents. The slider is $1.50. I think it was $1.59. Better check that. Yep, it was. So $1.59. In the kit, but if you buy any more, it's going to it costs what I just did because I bought more and that's what it cost me. So if I was going to have to replace any of things up here, I would need to be pricing it at what it cost me. Or what it would cost to replace it. Now, I normally just make one of a kind, but every once in a while, I'll have somebody say, oh, I love that. Can you make one just like it for my sister so we have matching ones? Yes, I can. But I have to make sure I have this price at a price that I can duplicate it so that I can do that. And that's easier said than done sometimes. So I know my ball spacers are 3 cents a piece. Granted, it doesn't happen a lot, but I have had it happen. Another thing I've had happen is have like a bride come up to me and say, oh, I really love this piece. Can we get 5 of them so all my bridesmaids, I can give them as bridesmaids gifts, or they can wear them at the wedding because this is my colors that I'm using. You've got to have the pieces that you can do that. Like I said, I don't do it often. I don't duplicate often, but if I have something like that happen, I do need to have the beads to do it. And I have had it happen to me before. Best friends want the same bracelet. Sisters want the same bracelet. It has happened to me before. So then it becomes a custom order, of course, but it's the same thing. And I have to have those prices so that properly, so that if I were to price this at, okay, I got them for about $1 for the whole thing, but it cost me $5 to buy a new strand of them. I've lost a ton of money when I go to make that duplicate one, because you can't go, oh, well, yeah, I sold this one for $15, but to replace it, it would cost $30. You can't do that. It doesn't work. So balls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So there'll be 16. And My little ones were 2 cents. 1, 2. And so I just changed to 4. Small daisy. At 2 cents each is 0.08. And I'm not sure about these bigger ones because I have some that are. Now, see, I used all of these spacers. I could just call those $1 because they might be close to $1. See how many I have on here. Clear, 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 clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have 26 on this side. Because I changed out 4, I have 22 on the other side. So that's 48. I'm surprised there's 48. It should have been like 50, but then I did drop one. But so and I know that Bargain Bead Box sells their spacers from between 99 cents a bunch to $1.48 a bunch. So So doing it by time plus supplies times 2, it becomes $32.50. Doing it by just the times 4, it comes to 25. I would probably make it 28. Oops, no, I wouldn't because I forgot to add the wire and the crimps in. So crimps are about 15 cents a piece. So there's 4, and there's 4 jump rings as well. So 60 and jump rings, 4 cents each. And then the wire. The metallic wires cost about $1.50 a foot. And this is one of the metallic wires. I used about 1.5 feet. So I averaged to 2 for the wire. That was wrong. So now I'm going to go with the lower price and have it be 36. Thank you, Bonnie. Didn't see you come in, honey. So anyway, there is our bracelet. I think it turned out really pretty. I like it a lot. So what time are we here? 1:12. That's one of those, do we want to be done now or do we want to make something else? I could make some earrings to match this, but I don't know that I will. If I had more spacers, I could make a double strand necklace with just one being shorter than the other. That would be really pretty. But I'd have to get more spacers to do that. Oop, come over here. You belong on this side. So there's our bracelet. You want me to make something else? Well, one thing I've been thinking about doing is taking and painting these. But I'm trying to decide what color I want to paint our bits and pieces in here. If I use the paint pins, then because they're acrylic, I'll have to spray them. But I do have some which are actually paint. Orange. I don't think I want orange, though we could. It's yellow. Pink. And I have red here somewhere. There's the red. So get over here, baby. So these are actually paint. I'm not sure if they're acrylic or if they're oil, though. Oily. Okay, that answered that. So the oil paints don't need to be sprayed. They won't come off as easily. I don't want pink. Pink is no. Actually, what I would rather do rather than paint is this the silver one? Let's see how this looks on here. No, we don't want that one. Now, this is the problem with these new ones. Like I said, they don't always, their pin top color is not always what I think it should be. Let's try this one. This one looks more silver. Yeah, it is. No, the white ones of these do not, the paint just does not stick. I'll warn you that right now. I don't know why it is. As soon as you spray them, the color comes off. That wasn't the best paint job, but oh well. What is on the top here? I actually wish their coloring was just a little better so you don't have to do anything like this. But stick out better, you wouldn't have a problem. But I'm not sure I really like this either. But so that's the way it goes. What is this top? Okay, there's little tiny loops along the top too. Not sure I like it. But it's not coming back off. It's soaked into the wood pretty good. Well, then maybe I don't have to worry about it coming off because it's being sprayed. But this chain is too long. I'm going to take it down to about right here. Yeah, Krylon or Rust-Oleum clear enamel. Wow, this one's stamped a little darker on this side. Pity they all aren't. Look, those are nasty little messes, Rose. That's not good. Okay. This paint went into the wood really good. So, because when I tried to rub this one side off, it wouldn't rub off. So we're going to leave them be like that. And I'm going to decide how short I want this chain cut down to, because I do want to cut down. It's too long. Oh, and this one. If I leave these jump rings on, I'm going to have to fix a couple of this one because it's a little gross. But you. They did a sort of split ring on these, which I don't really mind, but because they sometimes hold a little better, but they have them not quite closed right. So I got silver paint on this one. That's all right. So I want them shorter, like up to about right here. So let's see where we're at as far as links are concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we'll cut off at 8 to be you. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cut right here. Nice little piece of chain to use for something else. Ugh. So now I'll bring these back together with another jump ring and then put a ear wire on. But in the meantime, I'm also going to make a bead strand or two to go on top. One thing I don't like about this little bead mix is there's all uneven amounts in here and you can't really Oops. I didn't realize I had my bicones open here. I've got them falling all over the place now. You go there. No, that doesn't work. I need something brighter. These are too brown. Oh, come here, you. Oh, something was upside down. Oh, that's not fun. Oops, come back here, you. Oops, put those in the wrong slot. Okay. Like this. A couple of the red beads. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, let me get a couple of these red beads. We'll use this little bit of chain to hook up here to bring it up so that it hangs down like that. Now I'm trying to decide if I want want to use 2 of the red beads or just 1. Well, I know how to figure it out. Where are you? Just. Uh-oh, got somebody at my door. Just a minute.
Here's your W for one.
Thank you. Wasn't expecting you quite so soon because you said you had to go over the top.
I did. Went over to St. Mary's about 6:30 this morning. Got back around 10:30, 11.
Well, that was
Drove
quick.
around to the bottom.
Yeah.
Saw Cow Rose
Cool.
in between St. Mary's and turned to East Glacier.
Excellent. Now my hubby just got home from work since he has that odd schedule now. And he just was telling me that he saw a cow moose today. Always a fun thing. Well, it looks like I don't have any bronze eye pins. So switch to gold, or I do have some old bronze head pins, which I can pop their top off and just make these into eye pins. So what I'm going to do is cut the top off of these guys. And I can either make this into a, this one's way crooked. Too bad, straighten it up. There we go. Make this into a wrapped loop or a simple loop. I may just do a simple wrapped loop so it's sort of a hybrid. I'm going to go to this one because that's a little bit wonky. Okay, up and over. It's definitely becoming a hybrid because I didn't leave me very much wire here to do this. And that's all right. I didn't really, I wanted an eye pin anyway, but it comes right down to it. So go on here. No, I don't want you to do that, you doofus. Come on, go back up where you belong. It went up too high. You're going to have to come down. So this went up on the base wire too high. I wrapped it around here. So I'm pushing it back down to where I want it at. And I'm doing that by putting one in the pliers into the loop and the other one on top of it and pushing it down. Now we'll put these guys on, see if I like 2 or 1. So two might be a little longer than I want, so I may just knock this one off and see what it looks like with just 1. I think we'll do just 1. And we'll put this in here. Now I'm going to the smaller loop for this top one loop, and we're going to just hardwire it on. And I could have given myself a lot more wire at the bottom, but I didn't, so too bad, so sad. Now this is double-sided, so you don't have to worry about whether it's going in the one way or the other. So up and around. Come on, baby, go over on there. There we go. And then we're gonna wrap this. And I am going to give it a couple of wraps here. When I do the second one, I probably will give myself more wire, but still only do 1 wrap. It just will be, I'll just cut the excess off. So here's this little guy. It's going to hang like this with one of these pieces of chain that is here. I will take this off, make sure it's an uneven amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. It's 7, so that's excellent. So we got 1 wire, 1 of these for each side. And then we'll need a little jump ring to put this onto here. So we'll get a little pinky tot. Oops, only need 2. Well, technically. Come on, sit right so that I can get the very bottom one here. So right there, come on. Obviously didn't open it enough. A little bit more. There we go. Now onto the little piece of chain at the end here. Oops, put you in the wrong spot. Got 3 on one side and only 1 on the other as far as the little loops are concerned. So we need to get it over on the right spot. Oop. It's funny how sometimes they fight you coming off more than they did going on. So now I've got it going the other direction. There we go. Now these will all come together up here with a jump ring, and then it'll sit like so. And I'll probably just use the stainless steel ear wires with this, even though these are bronze and those are, well, stainless steel, but these are more likely to not give anybody any problems. So we'll use these. I want to get this come on, baby. Up. It's backwards. Darn it. Yeah. I like this side of paint better. So we're going to switch this over. So it goes the other direction. Come on, you. Chain stuck under my fingernail. Guess it's time to cut the fingernails again. I still have it backwards. Darn it. Don't it, don't it. How do I keep getting it backwards? It just wants to be backwards. That's all there is to it. Well, I'm determined it's not going to be backwards. So sit like this. There we go. Got her on that time. And then the ear wire and close her up. Get back to the front where you belong. Ta-da! That one's done. So now we got to put the other one together. And we will be done with our earrings. Well, this wire feels stiffer than the other one did. Oh well. Sometimes that happens. Oh, come on, go down there. Well, now this one behaved 10 times better than the other one, didn't it? Come on, close up. There we go. Oh, go right. So there's our earrings and there's our bracelet. We'll put our crystals away here in a minute. So let's turn up and we're done for the day, I think. Whoa. Tripod's getting loose again. Okay. So there's our earrings. Ta-da. Second one went together much more cooperatively than the first one. But there's the earrings. And again, there's the bracelet. These are from the Bargain Bead Box Wetter Weather, and we did use some the beads, the crystals were from the companion bundle, I believe, that we used in these. Well, actually, the all the little dangle pieces were from the companion bundle, looks like. So, yep, the dangle pieces were from the companion bundle. So, earrings and bracelet today, and it turned out quite nicely, I think, both things. Hope you enjoyed making these with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.